Day 3. Chasing Cheese. I love cheese. In fact, I love it so much I would walk 1,000,000 miles to eat some. Many different types of cheeses are made in England. A headline from a magazine in the EOI caught my eye. The Weekly Cheese Churner. Chasing Cheese at Cooper's Hill. If you are able to climb up Cooper's Hill when the sky is blue and the sun is shining, you will be able to see for miles and miles. It's the best view in England, but it's hard work getting to the top, for Cooper's Hill is very steep. In fact, some people say the hill is almost vertical. An unusual race has taken place on Cooper's Hill at the end of the month of May for hundreds of years. Today, people travel from all over the world to watch or to take part. The event is called Cheese Rolling at Cooper's Hill. The people who take part are called runners. They climb to the top of Cooper's Hill, where they are met by a man wearing a long white coat. "Are all runners standing in a straight line?" he asks. Then he throws a hard, round cheese down the hill. The runners chase after it as fast as they can. They run, fall, roll, and stumble. Many of them slide down on their bottoms, while others dive and spin at a terrific and terrifying speed. All the runners enjoy the cheers and attention of the crowd. The first runner to arrive at the very bottom of Cooper's Hill is the winner. The winner can take the cheese home, or to the hospital if they are hurt. Chasing cheese is not just for people who love cheese. You have to be crazy as well. I did not have to ask directions to Cooper's Hill. Hundreds of people were walking in one direction. All were smiling and happy. Young people, old people, children and families. I followed them. Soon I arrived at the bottom of Cooper's Hill and looked up. OMG, I thought. Climbing up this would take much longer than climbing down. Who'd want to climb up or down? I asked myself. IDK was my answer. There were crowds of people everywhere. Packed along the sides of Cooper's Hill, they stood, waving and calling out to their friends, taking photos with their phones. Everyone was having a wonderful time. A siren sounded. People began to push. What was going on? Why did I find myself joining many others moving forwards and upwards? I realized I was in a race, not down Cooper's Hill, but up it. There was no choice, so I joined in. It was not possible to walk up this hill as you would walk along a street. You had to lean forward with your hands touching the ground. You looked like a naughty monkey. It was fun to begin with, joining in with everyone else. But after a few short steps and long gasps for air, my lungs began to scream in pain. Actually, it was not just my lungs. Everything hurt. How long could this go on? But with everyone pushing upwards and laughing and joking, I just kept going, huffing and puffing, puffing and huffing. I was most certainly not the first to reach the top of the hill. If I'm honest, I was the last. What hurt the most, my legs or my lungs? My face had turned from its usual ghostly white to a horrifying strawberry red. I just wanted to lie down, catch my breath, and sleep. The big question, though, was, where is this famous cheese? Then I saw a tall man dressed in a long white coat. He was carrying a large, circular cheese wrapped in colourful blue and red ribbons. I was standing at the top of Cooper's Hill, but instead of being with the young people who had climbed up it, I was now surrounded by an older crowd who wanted to chase the cheese down it. My heart sank as I realized what was about to happen. On your marks, get set, go! The man in the long white coat threw the round cheese down the hill. The real race had started. I had not been at the top of Cooper's Hill long enough to enjoy the wonderful views I had read about. I was belting back down the hill, chasing a cheese with hundreds of crazy people. I learned something. Once you begin racing down a steep hill, it becomes very difficult to stop. Let me tell you, it's impossible. I fell, slipped, tumbled, stumbled, and then grumbled. Between gasps for air, I was knocked over and knocked down others. I screamed. I laughed, both at the same time, making me sound and feel stupid. I dived head first, feet first, upside down first, and sideways first. All I saw was a cheese spinning faster and further away down Cooper's Hill. This was not a race I could win, and it would be impossible to stop. But at the bottom of the hill was a group of large men from the local rugby team. Their job was to stop runners who were unable to stop themselves. If no one stopped them, they would run on forever, maybe until they arrived at the sea, miles and miles away. My run down Cooper's Hill came to an immediate stop when I was rugby tackled to the ground. Later, I learnt that there is a special race at Cooper's Hill for young people where they race up the hill, not down. It's much safer. That was where I had started. I had been so slow climbing up that I'd become caught in the race going down. I am one of those rare people who have raced not only up, but also down Cooper's Hill on the same day. I decided to write a postcard to my sister Cherry. Dear Cherry, today I went to Cooper's Hill where I was so tired from all the climbing, running, and falling, I fell asleep with my pen in my hand. Cherry's postcard would have to wait.